5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meme review.
What is up, guys?
It's your boy, Mr. Kyle.
Please, I'm not even. I can't do that. I can't.
Why?
It's so loud and obnoxious.
But you started it off with meme review.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hi,
What's up?
Hello.
I am Duo, and welcome back to another episode.
On the Existence server, this is episode.
my
Which podcast episode is it?
I don't know, and I never
Oh,
checked
do you
that
want me to
before
look
we
it up?
start.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
are-
check. I'll check faster.
Alright,
Maybe
check
you keep
ACG.
open, my dude.
We should ask Siri. Siri, like, what episode is Existence up to with their podcast?
We're not that famous.
Oh, we should try it.
Yeah, there's headphones off. I could ask Alexa. You have number 9.
This is
Oh,
episode number 9, and we are
No, this
doing.
is 10.
This is 10.
This is 10. Okay, this is episode number 10,
The big 1-0.
and today we are
Should we start this
here
over?
with 4 different
Probably.
people,
Nah,
including
Nah,
me.
this is good.
Okay.
Are you sure?
So,
Yeah.
no,
More
we're
of
just we're gonna go with it.
It's really
Hell
cozy this
yeah.
time. There's not
Yeah.
6 people like last time.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
art
so
a lot
last-
easier to make.
Last podcast we had the Waystone people, after the UHC, which was great, but there was a
Seem
lot
like
of
cool
people.
fellas.
They're
I
pretty
think
cool
that
fellas,
was
and they're
a lot of
starting
fun.
their 4th season soon. I think they've like started on the pre-releases or something.
Whoa.
So well done.
It's pretty
Well
good.
But yes, we should get back to it. I am mcpeachpies, as pretty much everyone seems to be aware at this point. We are joined by some very well-known previous members as well. We got Duo,
Hi.
Ugg, and Kyle. Also known as
Say my name
Pencils.
again, please. Except correctly this time. Correctly, please.
We have ACG 1000.
Maybe let's see a
joining
silence.
us.
What?
Huh?
Ag.
Ag.
Anyway, before we get too caught up in our own nonsense, we've come together today to celebrate the joining of a very special couple here.
What?
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 I'm waiting for the punchline.
Me too, to be honest. It's like a little mini reunion, I guess. We've got all 4 of us here, all me, who's still stuck around Existence for some reason, and 3
Yes,
previous
some of
members.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, I've known everyone here for a while. I think Duo was like the first friend I really met online. I've known him for like 3.5 years now.
I was his first legit sub.
I just
Yeah,
found
he
Patrick
was.
through mixing.
Yeah, he makes it
No,
was
it's
Beam
Beam.
back then.
Yeah.
You beat me, boy.
Back in the
Back
good
when I
old
used to
days.
like
Slash
pay attention to
Mixie
Hermitcraft.
Oh my god. Back in the good old days.
So
So what
why
are
are
our
we
topics
here?
today?
Yeah, well, essentially the whole reason. There's 2 reasons why we're all here. The first reason is Kyle really wanted to be in a podcast
Hey, that's right.
because he hasn't been in one since like the first one. I swear, honestly.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, and me and Duo kind of had this little thing on Twitter where we started discussing basically like how our school system worked and how we ended up, or how I ended up here, and what Duo's kind of doing with like school and all that. So I figured, well, we might as well all get together because it seems to be quite a relevant thing for well, me, because I'm trying to change a few things and how I've kind of ended up in life at the moment. Duo's kind of. Are you in your like last year of high school? Is that what I gathered, or what?
I've just finished my last year of secondary school, and next year I'm going on to 2 years of sixth form, and then on to university.
What's sixth form?
And how do you do 2 years of it?
Well, it's
Let's get back
kind
to that in a
of
second.
yeah.
But yeah. So ACG is also kind of making a shift in things. As most of you probably be aware, he's left Existence by now. And is kind of you're taking a different path, and I guess that kind of relates back to how you're kind of progressing with school, and I guess you don't have university, do you necessarily have college?
Well, yeah, but at this point I call it university, and all my friends are confused.
and yeah, and then once again, Kyle is here just for the fun of it,
Hey, I go to school too. Or I used
and he
to.
goes to school
No,
too.
you stopped. You just
He
graduated.
stopped.
Yeah. I don't do school anymore, guys.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, shall we start with Duo? We'll come back to you, Duo. So, how do you do 2 years of sixth form?
Well, it's kind of weird. The
Can
years,
you explain what sixth form is?
the year system used to be very different. There used to be Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, Form 5, and then
Yeah.
sixth form, obviously, or Form 6. And at some point, I don't remember when, it changed. It was before I was born, I think. But it changed, and it just stuck at sixth form, while the previous years went as year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10, and 11, and it went to sixth form, which was the
Oh,
successing 2 years. So they never changed the name of it. But that's 2 years. It's so
see
strange.
here we basically have like year 0 to 13. So when you first start school, you're year 0.
Kindergarten.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
Is that
kindergarten
preschool?
is basically preschool. But when you go to your first year of what we call primary school, which is when you turn 5, the first because obviously you're not going to start at the beginning of the year. You're going to start when you turn 5, when you leave kindergarten and go to school. So that's year 0. So for example, I turned 5 in August. Happy birthday! I turned 5 in August. Congratulations, me.
Hey, me too.
Back
Big
in
kid now.
2003, yeah, it would have been 2003 when I turned 5 and went to primary school. I would have started in August. So from August to basically the end of the year, I was year 0 and then was year 1 in the next year.
Wait, are you only 2 years older than me?
I think so. Are
How
you,
old
what,
are
are
you?
you a
I was
2000
born.
baby?
I was born 2001.
Oh,
Oh, hey,
no, I'm
same.
3 years older than you.
I'm
Oh,
a
3,
2000 baby. You're 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
That's weird. I always thought you was like. I thought you were like 25. Oh my god.
No. I know that Kaney is a year. Is Kaney a year? No, 1 year older than me. Kaney is.
You can relate to those. Only 90s kids will get this meme.
I know, it's great. I love it. I'm like just on the verge of it.
Yeah, I have a friend who's
Um,
like a couple months older than me, and he always rubs it in that he's in 90s.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, like a lot of my siblings, well, 2/3 of my siblings are older than me. And so basically I was growing up with them and all their 90s kids things. So they kind of overflowed a bit into the 2000s or the 90s stuff, like cassette players, portable DVD players, portable CD players, the Shrek 2 soundtrack. I kid you not, honestly, we used to like when we'd go traveling, we'd have our little like CD
Wasn't
players,
Trek 2
portable
not
CD
released
player.
until like 2006?
I'm not sure. I mean that was probably when we had it. You're the fact checker here, you check.
I was-
2004.
2004.
Crazy Frog
Okay, well,
was a staple of when I was 5.
oh my god.
How do you remember what a staple was when you were 5? Back when I was 5.
I don't know,
Oh
but
my
I've had a
goodness.
friend who stapled his thumbs together to get out of rugby.
Ow! Don't say that. You can't say that.
Why would you do that?
That's really bad.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, coming back to the point. So like when primary school is year 0 to 6, and then intermediate school, if you go to a separate intermediate school like I did, is 7 and 8, and then high school is year 9 to 13. But as I did, you can do 9 to 12, and year 13 is not necessarily compulsory. Hence my not dropping out, as Duo questioned.
Ah, yeah, I recall that.
Yeah. So when you say Duo, you have sixth form, because that's kind of like how they used to do things in New Zealand. They used to have like fifth to, sorry, what was it? I can't even remember. But like high school was in the forms, like they started at such and such and went to sixth form or whatever they did.
Mm.
So,
Is that
but
when the biggest-
you have years, and then the years change into sixth form at the very end.
Yeah, year 1 and year 2 of sixth form. I think they call it year 12 and year 13 now, just to maintain continuity in some places. But
Yeah.
What does
So
sixth
year
form
tw-
mean?
I think it's just a year group.
yeah,
What like is it?
Like you have grade. How do you? I don't even know. I've
So-
always been confused by like grades.
It's based
want me
on
to
the
explain
type of
grades?
school. So there's infant school, which is obviously the little babbies up until 7. Then there's
Wait, babies until 7.
Those are some old babies.
Yeah, well,
well,
hate
there's
it.
there's
So, like-
nursery, which I think is free, so more so toddlers. Then
Nursery's
to
free? What?
3 to 7.
Oh, I thought you said free. I'm like, hello?
Wait,
And
nursery
then-
is 3 to 7-year-olds?
No, that's 3
Oh.
to 5, and then 5 to 7 is where the year system begins.
Oh, okay.
Then we have junior school. Those two can be combined to create primary school in some places, but I went to an individual infant and junior school.
I love that you call it infant school.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's up until age 11, and then from there to 16 is secondary school. Then it's 2 years of
Ah.
sixth form, and if you so choose, it's university. Sixth form used to be an option, but now it's mandatory.
That's so weird. So, like,
That's really
when you're 16, you're finished secondary school.
Yeah.
And then you have
so,
2
like-
more years of
Yeah,
school.
so whereas here, you basically, let's think, I must have been, if I started high school, which I guess is kind of secondary school in 2012, I would have been 14. And then
Yeah.
when I left, I was, let's say I went all the way through high school, I would have been, I would have been 19, I think. 18, sorry, when I
Yeah.
left.
Here,
Yeah, that's
almost
normal
everyone
age.
who graduates high school is 18, except if you were enrolled early, like me, and then you're 17 when you graduate.
Oh, like one of the early babies.
Mhm.
Like we always get like kids who, I think there's a certain threshold depending on when you're born in the year to what like year group you go in. Like for
Yeah,
example, one of my siblings is younger than most of the year group, and a lot of
That's
my
neat.
friends are like that.
That's
Like some of my friends who were born in April, we called them, or said they had Aprilitis, which is completely
Wow,
made
what a
up.
creative name.
I know, it's so clever. But they were all like a year younger than all of us.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of overflows. Is that kind of what happened to you, Kyle?
Yeah. Well, okay. So story time with Kyle. Basically, my parents enrolled me a year early, and they're like, "Hey, you should hold Kyle back because he's so young," and they're like, "No," and so that's the story.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah,
So they
basically.
like enrolled you early, but they're like, whoa, we don't want him like that early. Just hold on to him for another year.
and
And
they
they're like,
said,
that's not
"No."
how it works.
No.
Like,
No.
it's your fault for sending him here. We're gonna take him.
"Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice."
So, Duo, back to you again.
Yep.
So once you finish secondary school at the age of approximately 16,
Yes.
you then do 2 years of what exactly?
So effectively, the 2 years are you pick 3 subjects that you really want to do. You obviously have to meet the entry requirements, which are different for every subject, and that all depends what you
Mhm.
get in your GCSE exams, which I've just finished. And those 3 subjects can be mismatched in any combination, and so long as the combination somewhat makes sense, the college generally won't question you about it. But yeah, you pick those 3 subjects, you do those for 2 years, do your exams, and then after that you either go to work or, like as previously mentioned, uni.
Oh.
So it's like a trade school. Like the few years in
I-
between that,
I've
like
heard
in
you
between
call
secondary.
things trade school before, and it always confused me because trade school in my eyes, or in my mind, is
I've never heard
like
of that.
a school for tradies, like people who like build houses and stuff.
No. Well, so like trade school, like this is just what I'm using to relate to it. But it's like when you say trade school, it's usually you go to trade school to learn some sort of like it's a construction or electrician or like some sort of skill that you're going to need in your job. So like there's automotive trade schools, there's There's like electrician trade schools, mechanic, et cetera, et
Would you
cetera.
even have things like anything more? Is it more kind of like specific skill like learning?
Yeah, yeah, it's very specific. Like if you know it, that's exactly what you want to do. You'll go and you'll get educated in that exact thing.
Okay,
As
just
opposed to
Googled it.
like going to somewhere to do like, oh, I'm going to do a degree in biology or something.
Yes, yeah. Well,
Oh,
so
okay. So
I'll explain my part when Duo's done.
just quickly, to me that sounds like what we call a polytech.
I just Googled it, and it's sort of. There are vocational subjects, and then there's the more academic subjects. Like, for example, the ones where you actually practically do stuff and you're not necessarily examined by a paper. Yeah, you do those. They're like media, like you said, electricians.
Is this sixth form?
Yeah. And then
Oh, okay.
obviously there's the academic ones, which are purely information and exam paper based, like computer science, math, physics, things like that.
Yeah. So
Why
this
is
sounds like
computer science grouped in that same category as like physics?
this just sounds like the last 2 years of high school to me.
Yeah,
Is
so
that basically what it is?
basically
No, it's just
some
different.
secondary schools merge with or have a sixth form, and in other cases they don't, and you have to go to a dedicated sixth form. It's really strange.
That is, yeah, that's confusing. Why not? I don't know. Who am I to judge? I left a
Yeah.
year early.
Technical not dropouts.
The way we have it
Yeah.
here is it's pretty simple, but sometimes it doesn't make any sense. So you start out in like an elementary school, which is grades kindergarten with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But sometimes you can skip 6th and you can go directly to middle school, which is the next one, and that holds what?
You can skip grade 6.
No. You skip 6, and instead of taking 6 at the elementary school, you can take it at the middle school. And so it's like it
Oh.
lets you mature faster because you're in like a different environment with older kids. But basically, elementary school is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it includes kindergarten. Middle school, which is the right after elementary school, you have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then after middle school, you have high school, which is 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And those are all
Oh.
like the public, like government funded schools. That's what you're entitled to as a citizen. You have all that for free, obviously, right? But after that, when you graduate from high school, you have the choice to either go to a 4-year college / university, which is like you'd want to do that if you want to get like a bachelor's degree. And I'm not going to go into degrees because it gets complicated.
Yep.
But like you go there if you want to get educated on like all the like on a subject that you are going to want to have some sort of like verification for, like a diploma or something like that. And
Mhm.
and like it's very very versatile. So like if you go to a 4-year college, you can get degrees from anything like graphic design, digital arts, media, like bio, like all the sciences, etc. It really depends on where you go to college because some schools specialize. But then you can also go to trade school or like vocational school where you learn like as we talked about earlier on, like you learn hands-on stuff.
Yeah.
And that I think is usually between 2 and 4 years. It really depends on what you're doing.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Like, it depends what your course actually consists of.
Yeah. And that's pretty much, unless you want to, there's one more option, which is just you don't go to any sort of higher education and you just go right into the workforce as like someone who doesn't require any additional skills, like a waiter or like a food prep, like preparer or something.
Or a hardware retail assistant.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I mean, of course, in California, things get a little bit more complicated because we have like we have a system of colleges here where you have like community colleges, which are the lowest level of university, where it's like really cheap to go to. They don't have very specific things, and it's like they're not very high quality. And then you have state schools, which are like Cal States. So
Like what states?
Cal State, California State colleges.
Oh.
And those are just like like they're like a middle tier. If you want to go somewhere, you don't want to pay a lot, and you want to kind of get what you want to like. You want to get some information for how you want to do whatever you want to do later on in life. You'll go there, and then you have the scientific colleges, which are the with the University of California schools, the UC schools, and those are like big boy schools where you get like a lot of like they're very prestigious.
Hmm.
That's complicated. You probably didn't understand that, but I just wanted
This
to
is
explain.
so complicated.
Yeah, but this is just like
Schools are-
yeah,
I
we
Because
thought
you've
just
got,
my
like-
system was bad.
well, like it's not necessarily okay. Grades 1 through 12 are really easy. It's just it literally guides you on like
Okay.
where to go, and that one after another after another. But
Can I
then
tell you
it's
something
really
I
hard.
really hate about grades 1 through 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the States, for the high school grades, they give them stupid names like freshman and junior and senior.
Freshman,
I,
Nice.
sophomore, junior, senior.
I
I
hate
never know
that.
what the names mean.
Freshman.
Whenever someone talks about it, I'm just confused out of my mind.
Okay,
Oh my
freshman is ninth grade. It's the first. It's like you're right in. You're
So
fresh.
how old are you approximately?
Me?
No, and
Oh,
A
and as a
ninth grader.
freshman.
as a freshman.
Well, let me think. Well, when I was a freshman, I think I was like 14 or 15.
Okay.
So
And
So like
then
is that the start of high school?
that is like you're fresh. You're a freshman. You're new. You're fresh.
Fresh boy.
I'm making this simple. A sophomore, you're still soft. It's 10th grade. You're still
Squishy.
soft in school. You're squishy. Now a junior is just like I see the end as like junior senior. So senior is like you're top of the school.
But- You're
What?
junior. Shouldn't you not be the second oldest ones there?
Junior
But
should be the
this is where it
baddies.
gets weird.
So junior is actually the third oldest.
Yes, junior is
Yeah.
the third oldest.
I love America.
And then there's seniors. Okay.
Yeah, so I was just a junior. I'm gonna be a senior next year.
I knew what senior was, but I didn't know any of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Well, there you
in primary school kind of gets broken up into three sections. We have juniors, what do they call the middle? I think they were called medium. Middle school. Middle
Medium
school.
well.
Like there was juniors, middles. I don't know. Actually, I can't think. Middles doesn't sound right anymore. And then like seniors. But that was all like within primary school. We didn't confuse things and be like, oh, you've got freshmen's, soft boys.
Okay, freshmen and sophomores make sense. Junior doesn't make any sense. Senior makes sense.
Yeah. So why smack juniors and like?
I don't know.
the-
Don't ask me.
I don't. Yeah, come on, ACG. Why did you do this? Change it now.
You're a little person
Oh.
in relation to the advanced stuff.
Yeah, but you're still like, oh, I don't know.
yeah,
Numbers make everything so much easier.
They
Like,
do.
Numbers make sense.
yeah.
We
Well,
gotta
I
bring
could-
names into everything.
I don't know.
So what are you now? What are you?
I just graduated. Or not graduated. I just finished my my junior year, so I'm gonna be a senior next year.
Oh, okay.
Big boy.
So that'll be your last year at high school.
Yeah, my last year of high school. So I have to start
Okay.
applying to colleges like now.
Really?
Yeah, so the way that you apply to colleges here is most colleges open their applications at around like October, but you have to start writing
Oh.
your essays because you have to turn in like 5 or it's between like 3 and 5 essays per college, but you can
Oh my
reuse them.
gosh.
That's
so-
ridiculous.
Yeah, so you have to start on that as soon as possible, and then the applications close around like I think it's December. Don't kill me if you know this, okay? I think it's around December. I'm one of the most behind people in my class as far as like college applications goes.
That's so weird. You apply like a whole year. Like
Yeah,
it makes sense. Like applying in your last year, but
think we
applying the year before your last is. I don't even mean. Obviously, I don't exactly know how it worked here, but as far as I'm concerned, all my friends didn't like start applying until maybe this time of their last year at high school,
Well, yeah, well, like
if not
the
a
way
little
that
earlier.
the thing that's cool is that since you turn it in so early, you get the news back whether or not you've been accepted around like
Yeah, a bit of
April, March,
reassurance.
like April, May. So it's very like you know before you graduate your senior year what college you're going to.
True.
We
Oh, it's so confusing.
we have it
My
so
friend.
so you apply to sixth form like towards the beginning of the last year of secondary school, So
But is secondary school counted as sixth form? Like,
no,
is sixth form secondary school?
they're not the same thing, but they can be part of the same institution.
I don't know what's worse, American or UK.
They're probably both
system.
equally. Well, okay, the U.S. systems are bad.
I mean, the US
So wait,
seems
when
bad
you-
because I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
In the UK, when you apply for university, do you apply in sixth form?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. That's so weird. I can't wrap my head around the fact that they have it so like separate, but then it's not separate, but then it is separate.
We need to compile like diagrams for these things.
Oh, just about. Kaney made
That
a
would make it
Oh my
easier.
gosh.
I don't want
so
to see
you guys-
that. Don't put it in here. I saw it already. I don't want to see it again.
I got out memed. Kaney out memed me. He made a diagram for how the
pretty
education
good.
system works there, and it was lost.
Are you kidding me?
Oh no.
I didn't even notice.
I
But
didn't
anyway.
either.
Oh my gosh. So here it's it's a lot, I feel like it's a lot more simpler here, but it might be just me because I know how it works. But you go to high school and then,
What
In your
about
last
before
year
high
of-
school?
eh?
A.
Hey,
Hey.
E.
hey, that's my line.
Have you seen that video? It's like, I learned 3D animation just to make this video.
No.
No.
You haven't?
No.
I'm
For
honestly
another
quite
time, Patrick.
surprised.
This is a focus
Okay,
podcast.
Anyway, it's a good video. Look it up. So high school, yeah, is pretty straightforward, and then you get to like your second to last year, which I did, year 12. You can't like that's level 2. So there's NCA system in New Zealand, what it's called, which is level 1, 2, and 3, which you do in your last 3 years of high school. So I did level 1 and level 2. For level 1, like you have to get a certain amount of credits over the year, like from getting achieved merit and excellence through your like essays, I guess, and assignments and all that. Achieved being congratulations, you just passed. Merit being you did pretty good, but not quite the best. And then excellence being we love you and we'll give you all our praise now.
Yeah.
So in level 1, I did really good. And you had to get a total of 80 credits, I think, to pass. I ended up getting 135.
How much is the credit worth? Is that like what are they from? Are they from finishing classes?
Well, finishing is different assignments and different projects and stuff were worth different like credits as per the national like curriculum. So everything.
So you got credits by finishing national curriculum like activities and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. So like
Okay.
achieved merit and excellence would give you a different amount of credits. And
Well,
like,
they
but
gave you
also-
a different amount of credits, or you got those credits and then you were awarded like the different levels.
No, so like, let's say for example's sake, I can't think. I mean, I'd love to go grab some old assignments, but I honestly, just for example's sake, let's say achieved is worth 1 credit, merit is worth 2, excellence is worth 3. I mean, they could be completely different, but just for example's sake, that's kind of how it would work. I think
Yeah,
it's been a while.
it's like a point scoring system.
Yeah, pretty much. So like, if you got achieved on everything, in theory, you would get enough credits to get a total like overall mark of achieved.
Okay. The
But-
one reason I'm confused with like the way that credits go is because here, a credit is a measurement of like how many classes you finished. So like you get 5 credits for finishing. I believe it's a year-long class. I'm looking at my grade book right now.
Oh, okay. No,
Um,
here it's just per assignment, per essay, per project, whatever it is you're doing, really.
Okay. Because like here, you have to have a certain amount of credits to graduate high school. You have to have like a
Oh,
certain
okay.
amount of English credit. You have to have like 40 English
Yes.
credits, and then like
No,
40.
that is a factor as well.
Okay.
Just as I thought, like just as I was bragging how straightforward the NCA system is. No, as far as I'm aware, from what I can remember, you do have to have like a certain amount of like English credits, math credits as well. Like, for example, I did woodwork and computer science were like my 2, I guess, favorite subjects, but I wouldn't be able to like just do computer science and woodwork when really, honestly, later down the line, that's just about all I ever did. But so level 1, I was good. You know, other than the fact that I hated high school, like level 1 was all good for me, and I got a lot more credits than I did need. I got 135 out of 80.
Ooh,
And then level 2 came along, and level 2 was year 12, which was my last year of high school, which basically is where everything fell apart. And you needed 60 credits, I think it was, 60 level 2 credits. And I got 62.
Mm-hmm.
So I went from a bit of a high to a bit of a, you just did it.
That's what you get for making Minecraft content.
Whoa.
Well, this is even like, if you look at like, if you look at the correlation between my content output, also, actually, you will notice a distinct difference because around the end of year 12 was also when my old computer died. So there's like a sudden cutoff. And then I left school and got a new computer and then became $4,000 in debt to my parents.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Why did you get a $4,000 computer?
That's slower than my.
Now, it's funny you asked that. Because, as you know, you've known me for a little while, so you know me reasonably well. I always have a plan for things, and whether or not those plans actually go ahead and to plan is a completely different question. So when I left, my life basically, everything fell apart kind of around the end of year 12.
When you bought your MacBook.
And,
No.
I left school. I wanted to get out of school as fast as I could because there was I had a whole lot of issues with that school I went to, which I won't bother getting into. But I wanted to leave school. I got level 2 and I wanted to leave. And my plan was to work for a year, build up some monies, and then was going to go do web design after that, like go to university.
So it's
or
kind of
design
like
school.
what Kyle wants to do.
Oh yeah, I'm checking.
Yeah,
To figure
I
out
guess
what
so.
the hell I want to do because I have no clue.
Exactly. But I left with the intention that I did know what I wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
And at the beginning of the year, that was my big plan. I was going to, be programming websites and coding things and all sorts during the year, and then I would go off and do web design. And that's why I spent $4,000 on a laptop.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I was
which,
going to do,
in all
do the
fairness,
same thing.
In all fairness, I still have that laptop and it's sitting right in front of me and it's still going fine, except for
It
one
served
problem.
you
If I turn
well.
it on, it sometimes decides to shut off.
That's a
But
big problem.
I'm
That's a
gonna
big
make
problem.
I'm gonna make an argument there. If you were using it as a stationary computer, there were better options than a MacBook. But it still works. Which is,
Oh, well, it again came back to the fact that I had a MacBook before and I could easily restore all those files like easy peasy. I know how to use Macs and rah.
Yeah.
Fair
And I'm glad I got one, but I will never disagree the fact that Macs are extremely overpriced.
Yeah.
And
Indeed.
need more USB ports.
Well, I mean, if
Do
you
you have-
if you get the most recent one, you have like 4 Thunderbolt ports.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
have
great, isn't
dongles
it?
coming
And you
from
have to charge it.
dongles?
Okay.
my
quick
computer
rundown of
has
my
12
computer.
USB ports and they're all being used.
Oh my gosh. Let's do a quick run through of what's connected to my computer. So we have a charger connected. We have a Thunderbolt to Ethernet adapter connected to Ethernet. We have
Ethernet?
Ethernet.
yes.
Sounds like a
Don't
drug.
judge me. It is a drug.
Ethernet.
Ethernet is a drug.
Ethernet.
Okay, but then we have a USB external SSD connected directly to USB. Headphone cable connected to my speakers. Then you flip around to the other side to the other USB port, and we have a 7-port USB hub connected
Nice.
to an external hard drive. I think that's my microphone, that is my mouse, and that is my keyboard, and then 3 empty ports.
Uh-huh.
You actually have some empty ports. Amazing.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got a 7-port USB hub, so I was kind of like, I got to get this. I did
I
have 4,
better have
but they all got
empty
taken
ports.
up.
I have
And then
like
an HDMI output to my monitor.
I have
Yeah.
the same
Basically-
amount of ports as Kyle, and I still only have one left, which I use to import camcorder files.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, I just have too many peripherals and monitors, but let's not get into that. I have 4
Yeah.
monitors.
I was going to buy a MacBook, or I still might, because I'm going to go, or I want to start getting into like app design and app dev,
Mm.
and
Oh, yeah.
MacBooks are like extremely useful for that.
They are nice to use. Like people go, "Oh, it's horrible. The OS is terrible." Once you know how to use it, it is so simple and straightforward.
Yeah.
Like if
Well,
you don't care about all the tickly bibbly bobbly like
The bibbly
Stuff.
bobbly boo.
like Macs are great because you just can use them. Like not to say you can't use Windows. I never like
Man, I hate
Windows
when I
is-
can't use my Windows computer.
Oh, by the way, in Jurassic World, this is in the trailer, so it's not too much of a spoiler. A dinosaur literally opens a window with its hand, like a door. Like it reaches down and
How
Where
is
did
this
this uses
related?
the door lever.
How is this relevant?
because I was talking about Windows.
By the way, have you seen that movie, Patrick?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw it last night.
Here we go.
I saw it last night too.
Overall thoughts without spoilers?
The first one was better.
I think if you like the first one, you'll like the new one. But it's like it was so flawed. Anyway, what were we talking about? Windows.
Well, like
So,
it's not even that. It's like some apps have exclusivity on Mac only. Like for example, you have like Sketch. Sketch is Mac only. You can't do it on a PC. And Sketch is like a graphic design thing for apps. You can basically sketch, air quotes, out whatever you want to do, and it's very handy for like previewing how you want like an app to look on the front end and stuff. And it's Mac only. You can't use most of the design apps are Mac only. You can't do it on PC.
Yeah, there's lots of good. I mean, like, yeah, Macs have a lot of good programs that you can use, built-in things, in like
can I-
specific for Mac. But Windows also does.
Yeah, my counter argument was there's probably more Windows exclusive programs that you'll run into than Mac exclusive ones.
Everything has its own advantages and disadvantages. Like, for example, you guys can all play like PUBG,
Overwatch at
And-
4K looks beautiful,
and-
by the way.
Overwatch at 4K, whereas I can't really play mini games, which is fine because I only really play Minecraft or Portal sometimes.
Cue sad violin.
Does anyone have a one of those mini violins from SpongeBob?
No.
Definitely.
No.
But anyway, so back to the original point.
Yeah.
My main plan was to kind of, work for a year, be practicing web design during that year, and then go off and do web design. But as you may be aware, that didn't end up happening, and
You went
2.5
YouTube
years later, I'm still
full-time.
working. Well, not even that.
Full-time Minecrafter!
I swear the peak of my channel is between January or maybe February and March of 2016. When I wasn't working, I had a new laptop, I had all the time in the world, and I thought, you know what? I'll start a server.
And then existence
And
was
yeah.
born.
Yeah. But anyway, so what ended up happening is I ended up working for 2.5 years and had tried to go do that web design, ended up not doing that, having a few mental breakdowns along the way. And now I'm still trying to figure things out and have got to the point where I just want to leave. I've had enough of working. I need friends again, so I'm
You should
probably
move
going to end
here.
up moving.
We can be film buddies.
Patrick,
Oh
I
my
have
God,
a
I
spare room
wish.
in my basement. You can live with me.
Yeah, he
ACG.
offered me his basement.
Yeah,
Could
you
you-
can be my
is
next door
moving-
neighbor.
Is moving from the garage to the basement considered a upgrade or downgrade?
I live in the
Upgrade.
basement
Upgrade.
too, Patrick. Basements are very nice in Canada.
We don't have basements in California. We just have earthquakes.
ACG, if you get me a visa, I could be your film buddy.
Yay!
I wish. See,
Okay,
like,
wait, okay. Do it.
I
I'll
wish
talk to you
we
later.
all. Oh my
Okay.
gosh! Can you get me a visa too?
No, but I'm working.
He's got connections. This is very suspicious. I wish that when they had Minecon Earth, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
Legitimately,
Very
if there
bad.
was at that point, I had savings and everything, and it was during the year that I kind of didn't know what on earth I was doing, and
Are you
I
gonna
legitimately I was legitimately considering if they were going to have a Minecon, I was considering going to that.
You
Or
should
just
have
trying to plan
You should
to.
have came to Anaheim for Minecon 2016.
It was a different time. But
Were you
anyway,
poor in 2015?
huh?
What?
You could have come to London.
I think we're all lost. Anyway, is this lost?
Stop.
So now what I'm kind of looking at, I'm still, I guess, going down that kind of film and media production line. I mean, that's something I
fine.
always wanted to do, like for years and years, but then kind of lost and got into all the computer science and stuff.
Spider
But
Robot Man.
Spider Robot Man, yay! Legitimately, like honestly, I just want to get away from where I am at the moment because it's a mental drain and it's so hard to do anything I want to do that it's got to the point where I just want to get out of here. And honestly, it won't like I don't care what I do as long as I have some interest in it. Then I'm sure
There
I'll
you
be
go.
fine. But hopefully, next year will be different. But I've still got to figure it all out.
Yeah. What are you thinking about going? Well, do you have a hunch on what you want to do, Kyle? Because you said that you were like,
Okay.
you said that
so,
you don't know, but you
Well-
probably have some idea.
Yeah, I have some ideas. So basically, last couple years of high school, I've taken a lot of graphic design courses, and like that stuff really interests me. The thing is, I don't think I can make a living doing graphic design stuff.
It's
Don't-
hard, but
Yeah,
if it's your side, like if you find something else that pairs with graphic design, then you could. It's very easy to find something like that.
yeah. So
and
that's
one
what I want
word
to
that
do.
I always told
I need to
people
do
is
some figuring out about it though.
don't ever think about like, oh, I really want to do this, but I don't think I can get a good career in it or make a lot of money off it. Don't do that. Like,
I actually disagree with that.
Oof, ouch. Me and ACG disagreeing once again. Back at it.
Because
But
if you try to like do something that's not gonna pay you a lot, you're gonna be stuck. Like for example, here in the U.S., teachers get paid like literally nothing, and
yeah, same here.
Literally.
and it's a problem because you may love what you're doing, but it puts such limitations on what you can do with that. Like one of my teachers, she can't afford living here.
Okay, well
Like,
let me
that's how bad
redact
it is.
my original statement and add a little bit extra. Do what you like. Do what makes you what you really want to do. Pursue your your passions, but also keep money in mind too.
Yeah.
that too.
Don't just do the highest paying thing because you want the most money. Do something
Well,
that
yeah.
you're not going to be miserable.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
let's do it like that. That'll make ACG happy.
I heard
Don't
bank
just
heists are
try
well
and be
paid.
something that makes lots of money. Do something that you want to do, even if
Shut
it pays a
up.
little less.
There you go.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
What about you, Duo? Just computer science? Like what's did you have any specific fields that you were interested in?
He'll
Well-
probably do it for about a year and then change his mind and start doing something
Oh
else.
my god.
Wow, what a roast.
Pew-pew-pew.
No, I've been interested in computing, well, for a long time, so I want to do computer science and add some maths in with that and become a
Computer science
programmer.
has math.
Yep, that's...
How's that How to Compute podcast coming along?
Oh!
Okay, you know what? Me and Kid are working on a video, okay?
Sorry, I had to. I just had to. It's all in good fun.
You're going all for the free shots today.
It's too early. I had 7 hours sleep, if not less. Just saying.
I had
Well,
like
that's
11
not
hours.
that's quite a lot of sleep.
Ha.
You would think so.
No, I do know so.
Okay. Okay, ACG. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm a bit loopy. It's still a bit early.
So what I'm
Um,
gonna go into. Did you want to say something?
No.
Okay. So I basically I'm interested in graphic design too, kind of like what Kyle was saying. Except what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be pairing that with computer science because there are a lot of graphic designers and there are a lot of people who code, but they don't know how to communicate with each other. And you usually end up with people who you usually end up with both teams making things that the other team can't do or can't add on to or do the back end or front end for, right?
Oh
And,
yeah.
There's someone at my dad's work because I've been going into my dad's work a few times to kind of get a feel for how things work in the workforce and stuff. And I'm drawn to one of the graphic designers who because they have a team of 5 graphic design. Oh, no, they're 3 graphic designers for the whole IT department, and they sit in their little corner with their Macs and their 4K displays, and I love it. I love what they do, and it's so cool. And I can help them, and it's really good. And one of them can fluently write code in in JavaScript, C Sharp, and a few other things I forgot. But like he is literally an all-in-one person. He can do coding, he can do graphic designing, he can like crank all this stuff out, and that's what I want to do. I want to be someone who can do both, and like who like the company can't fire him because he has so much skill that if they did, they'll never find someone like him ever again. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I want to be
yeah.
someone like that.
You want to be someone who can't be fired.
Yes. Ha!
That'd be incredibly useful.
Yeah.
That's a
Like
lot
the
of
company
leverage.
went through firing people, and these 3 graphic designers, especially that one, like they literally can't fire them. and
Wow.
and like they went through, and these people were like, okay, we're gonna quit. And then their boss is like, fine, okay, whatever. You guys, let's just say we don't have a boss for you guys. You guys don't have a boss. You can do whatever you do. Whatever you want to do in the company, just stay here.
Please just don't leave
Like
us.
you don't have to answer to anyone. just
Oh my
stay
gosh.
here.
My God.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so cool. They operate in their own little bubble, and it's awesome.
Just pumping out graphics and code.
Yeah.
So are
What
there
a life.
any other future prospects does anyone has?
Like hobbies or like
In
I
general,
become a pro Overwatch player, guys. Look at me.
just doesn't have to come down to necessarily career or anything, but just
well, I want to
overall.
continue. I'm pretty sure we all want to continue some sort of filmmaking. Me
Yeah.
as in like cinematics and stuff. Duo as in like educational, like sort of.
I just don't know
those
at
kind
this
of videos.
point.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
make use
you'll
of
get
that
guided
tablet.
on what you want to do. Kyle with
Yeah.
animations and Peaches with his like
Minecraft
his
videos.
personal. No, I wasn't gonna say that. But I was gonna
Tearing
say
my
like
hair
with
out
his
over any
personal,
distance.
like with his personal films.
Yeah. Actually, I have plans for that, but hopefully I won't do what I
That's
do and go, oh, I'm gonna do stuff with this channel. Nope.
As,
Well, you kind of
hopefully-
did for a
I'm-
while.
Yeah, and then work caught up with me. But hopefully, what I'm actually going to be pushing myself now that I got my new hours to actually proactively do things.
It's hard to get back into it though, because like
Yeah,
you're basically like cranking stuff out and you're all happy about it, and then you go to work or something and you stop doing videos, and then you're like, okay, I should start working on a video, and you like forget all these small things that are like so time consuming.
yeah. But that's going to hopefully happen in July. It'll start. That's when my new hours are starting now. And I have basically 3 days off, 4 days on. So that's hopefully going to be a nice balance.
so now you're part
Anyway.
time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Part time.
Okay. I've been thinking about this every day for the last year. What I wanted to do with the future. Sorry, Kyle, ACG. You've probably heard about this way too much, but I hate British weather like a lot.
Oh my
Hey,
God,
never
why
forget.
are we talking about the weather?
But this made me think about what I want to do about it, and the best solution is to move country. And
Oh.
so far, like pretty much every day, I've been researching. I've been looking on Google Maps, and I've decided that Brisbane, Australia, is where I want to go. So I'm gonna.
So there's deadly snakes there. They can eat you.
So
Everything in Australia, every second thing in Australia wants to kill you.
so basically, I'm doing.
like the people.
I'm gonna do everything in my power, like shortcut or like do everything as much as possible to get out of this country as fast as possible, but also as legally as possible.
Make a video where you just use hitchhiking to get to Australia.
Australia.
Private
Oh,
jets,
God.
anyone?
He tried to hitchhike to Australia, and this happened.
I mailed
Oh my
myself to
God.
Australia in a box.
No, sorry, it'll be this man tried to hitchhike to Australia. You won't believe what happened next.
This man locked himself in a crate and launched himself into the ocean.
I shipped myself to Australia,
I hid in Elon Musk's rocket.
and exploded
calling
in the
Baldy
atmosphere.
at 6 a.m.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
I love the internet.
Indeed.
seems like we've explained everything that we wanted to. So
Yes,
yeah.
we wrap it up now.
If you like this video, make sure to smash that thumbs up button and
This
subscribe.
podcast is just ended at the same quality that it started.
and make sure to leave a comment. If you want
Ring that bell.
giveaway, we're giving away 500 V-Bucks to one lucky commenter.
Want to join our free gift card giveaway?
And
Oh my God.
stay tuned. Stay tuned on our Twitter for, and by our I mean Patrick's, because none of us are in existence. Stay tuned to the Twitter and keep up on all the recent events. And yeah, we'll see you guys on episode 11.
Bye.
And by we, I mean
Bye.
someone here.
Someone.
Probably me.
Bye.
Bye.